Hello everybody, my name is Crystal Lodovico and I am a science teacher at the Satellite Careers Academy. I did my test review and presentation on the Woodcock-Johnson 4 assessment tool. A brief overview is that there's 3 assessment instruments. The test of cognitive abilities, the test of oral language, and the test of achievement. The 3 instruments provide a set of individually administered norm reference tests for measuring intellectual ability, academic achievement, and oral language abilities. The instruments explore individual strengths and weaknesses across the cognitive, linguistic, and academic abilities. The instruments complement response to the RTI models, as well as reframes achievement comparisons. The Woodcock-Johnson emphasizes on describing cognitive performance and understanding the nature of learning problems. The instrument allows the examiner to be a facilitator by creating comprehensive cognitive achievement and oral language batteries that can be used in conjunction with one another or a standalone assessment. I chose this assessment because this is what we use with the majority of our students in our school. Most of the students are being reevaluated, and this test is used to see what areas need to be further explored and also to make decisions on other testing that needs to be done, perhaps using the GOR or TOEFL. The national standardization includes over 7,000 individuals ranging from age 2 to over 90, including college and university undergrads and graduate students. The test is intended to measure, like I said, cognitive, linguistic, and achievement abilities, and the test is organized into clusters. There's 4 main clusters: the reading cluster, math cluster, written language cluster, and cross-domain cluster. There's also 20 subtests. The subtests include letter word identification, applied problems, spelling, passage comprehension, calculation, writing samples, word attack, oral reading, sentence reading fluency, math facts fluency, sentence writing fluency, reading recall, number matrix, editing, word reading fluency, spelling and sounds, reading vocabulary, science, social studies, and humanities. Those subtests are also put into clusters. The reading cluster includes reading, broad reading, basic reading skills, reading comprehension extended, reading fluency, and reading rate. The math cluster subtests include broad mathematics, math calculation skills, and math problem solving. The written language cluster subtests include broad written language, basic writing skills, and written expression. The cross-domain cluster subtests provide specific information about an individual's content knowledge of science, social studies, and humanities, and those tests include academic skills, academic fluency, academic applications, knowledge, and brief achievement and broad achievement. It's suggested to allow adequate time for testing, 40 minutes to administer the core set of tests, meaning tests 1 through 6. Test 6, which is writing samples, require about 15 to 20 minutes. The other tests require about 5 to 10 minutes each. Additional testing time should be given to very young individuals or those who have unique characteristics that may impact test administration. Some people may respond more slowly, changing their answers more frequently, or require more prompting and inquiry. In my experience administering this test, I found that the students' basal varies as well as their ceiling. Some students will start at a higher basal and process through the questions faster and reach their ceiling, meaning answering 6 questions in a row correctly, compared to other students that may have a lower basal and not reach their ceiling until well into the test. It's advised to carve out adequate time so that students don't feel pressured or rushed. The fluency tests are timed and are quicker. The population of people taking the test is mostly school-aged males and females. However, the test is administered to people of all ages. It could be given to children in preschool to kindergarten through grade school and into college and above average adulthood. Standard scores include the GE, which is grade equivalence, AE, age equivalence, RPI, which is relative proficiency indexes, the CELP, which is cognitive academic language proficiency levels, percentile ranks, which are PRs, and SS, which are standard scores. In our school, we mostly rely on the SS, which are the standard scores. Another interesting, or I should say useful, grid is to see the standard scores against the percentile rank range and the Woodcock-Johnson classification, and that helps students and parents understand what those standard scores actually mean. For the online scoring system, there are 2 scores used for interpreting the presence and severity of any variation, comparison, or discrepancy. The discrepancy percentile ranking and the discrepancy standard deviation. These scores are based on actual different scores computed for each individual in the norming sample. The discrepancy percentile ranking indicates the percentage of students' peer group, same age or grade, and same predicted score, with a difference score that is the same or larger than the examinee's difference score. The discrepancy standard deviation is the standardized z-score that reports the difference between the individual's difference score and the average difference score for the individual in the same age or grade level in the norming sample who had the same predicted score. A few important things to consider when researching the Woodcock-Johnson assessment. The testing is only one part of the total assessment process. Evaluators like the PPT team will want to compare and integrate test results with information from many scores, including reports from parents, teachers, employers, or medical personnel, firsthand observations of the individual performing at home, in the classroom, and in a rehabilitation clinic, or on the job. At my school, teachers and evaluators use informal assessments like CFAs and work samples to help support their decision. We also consider teachers' observations and parent observations, and we really try our best to look at the whole picture while doing our reevaluations for the student's IEP. Thank you so much for listening. I learned so much from diving into the Woodcock-Johnson assessment tool, and I know that in the future I'll be using a lot of this information when administering this test. Thank you so much.